Your home for BT and Sal. Weekdays from 10 to 2. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM.
Today the world smiles at
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
On around home plate, Manny Gonzalez is behind the plate. The crew chief is the veteran umpire and first base umpire tonight, Ron Kulpa. Corey Blazer is at second base, and Alex Tosi is the third base umpire. Let me get a couple of things out here. It is Lou Gehrig Day today, here celebrated every year by the Yankees, and now everybody in Major League Baseball. And they have a beautiful thing on the screen. They play his whole speech, and they have the Yankees, current Yankees, doing a line from the speech, a line or two. Judge and Stanton and Clark Schmidt and Bellinger and Goldschmidt. It's really beautiful and quite moving. And every year they have some people that are living with this disease, including our wonderful friend Sarah Langs of MLB. She was here tonight. So there are wonderful ways where you can donate and help, because it is stunning to all of us that they really haven't come a long way since Lou Gehrig's day. And the place that I have always given to is the ALS of Greater New York. And Dave, you've been involved in this also, and there are places that that people can donate and get involved. Because this is something, to me, I know they're trying, but it's not one of the things that is advertised a lot, so they don't get the kind of monies that cancer do. But it's really unbelievable to me that they haven't come anywhere in all these years. It's 100 years almost.
It's that diabolical a disease, and my wife Abby works with IMALS, and they do a lot of fundraising around and awareness to bring the people. It's an insidious disease, and it attacks young people. It's not for people like 50 and over. I mean, there's people, we saw a couple of people here 50 and younger, and I've met a lot of people even during my time in Seattle. So yeah, it's an important disease to go after.
Gehrig, it's a long time ago, folks. It really is. And so we thank the Yankees for doing this, and now Major League Baseball has made it a day in every single city all over this country of Major League Baseball. Well, here come the Yankees, and they are taking their place in the field. Carlos Rodon comes out, and he sports a record of 7-3, ERA of 2.60. His last 8 starts, 6-0, 1.27 ERA in his last 8 starts. He's thrown 14 consecutive scoreless innings, and it's pretty incredible. And he does get better every single every single year. And this year he's taken up to a new level. And when you hear all the pundits, this is the time of year everybody starts talking about projecting and what they're surprised at and what they're not surprised at. And I think a lot of the people are saying what they're surprised at is how great Carlos Rodon has been. Well, it started to happen last year, and to me, those people aren't paying attention, because he certainly has perfected all those new pitches that they tried to incorporate since he walked in the door, just throwing a sinker, throwing a fastball and a slider. You can get away with it when you're young and maybe playing in National League ballparks, which are very big. That was San Francisco. The National League parks are different than the American League East, trust me. And it was time to get some more. And he really has worked on it. And now he's got a 4-pitch mix when he ever needs it. All the pitches are tremendous. He's really worked on that changeup. He's got a great curve now. Fastball and slider are always going to be his bread and butter pitches, but you have to have more than 2 to keep pitching in this league, because people, other teams have iPads too. So the Cleveland Guardians come in, and they are 32-26. And Cleveland actually beat the Yankees 2 of 3 when we played in Cleveland in April. So here we go. We are coming to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth, and as Stephen Kwan steps up to the plate, stepping up to the microphone is the new voice of the New York Yankees. Here is Dave Sims.
All right, Susan, thank you very much, and it's go time at Yankee Stadium, the best address in baseball. Stephen Kwan's going to lead off against Carlos Rodon. Do not be surprised if he tries to take a bunt up the first base line against Rodon, a left-hand pitcher. Rodon made that great play in third base on the road trip over in Anaheim. Here's the first pitch of the ball game, and Kwan does not offer a bunt, takes a pitch outside, ball 1, and we're underway.
94-mile-an-hour fastball just missed on the outside. This guy doesn't swing if it's not a strike.
He is a pesky little player, and he looks at a pitch down low, ball 2. The interesting is I look at his stance. He's not a big guy, stands straight up, but he's only, his feet look like they're maybe 6 inches apart, and then he loads up and expands when the pitch comes. So it's an interesting approach with this left-hand hitter. Next pitch in there for a strike.
Here's also what's interesting. His left foot is actually as much on the line towards home plate. You don't see a lot of people doing it. He's short, so he wants to be able to cover both sides of the plate.
He's 1 for 5 against Rodon. A big swing and a miss to the breaking ball, 2-2. So Kwan hitting at .313, 5 homers, 21 runs batted in. Leads the club in hits with 70 and leads the club with 13 doubles.
So Jazz now has moved back. Jazz was in on the grass for the first.
Here's the 2-2. Rodon really works quickly. Next pitch, outside, ball 3. Cleveland is 15-15 on the road. They've made a lot of hay in their division in the American League Central, 14-5. They trailed Detroit. Detroit's having a sensational year, best record in baseball. Here's a payoff pitch here to Kwan, and pitch swung on a hit foul down the third base line. And talking to Stephen Vogt, manager of the year in the American League last year, said, listen, fairly young team, we don't quit. We're not going to bang the ball all over the yard, but they play tough, and they've rebounded. They had a 4-game losing streak in mid-May in which they lost 3 games at Cincy, and then lost another one at Minnesota and bounced back. Here's a 3-2 from Rodon to Stephen Kwan, just underway. First pitch. Weak ground ball hit to the right side. Goldschmidt field. Underhand toss to Rodon, who just beats the hustling Kwan to the bag. And there's one out as they pat each other on the back. Good sportsmanship right there.
Well, it looked like for a second that Carlos Rodon, who's now grinning, almost forgot who was running down the line, because he was running nicely, and then he realized, oh, my goodness, I better get over there.
Those last 4 or 5 steps, he was at high speed. Here's Angel Martinez. Angel Martinez, switch hitter, .253. 3 homers and 20 runs batted in. Center fielder today, switch hitter. And wow, how about that? A pitch clock violation on Martinez. Manny Gonzalez all over him.
You have to engage with the pitcher 8 seconds. I don't think Stephen Vogt likes that call.
He's not going to get thrown out early, is he?
Probably not in the first inning, no.
Manny Gonzalez all over it.
No, I think Vogt was saying, what are you talking about?
All right, so here we go. So Rodon has a slight edge, 0-1 before he throws the first pitch here to Martinez. And first pitch, line drive, left field, base hit. That's how you get back. And a big turn by Martinez. Judge coming in to back up just in case.
That was a changeup that he threw early in the count like that.
Yeah, it was up too. He really tattooed it. Gonna bring up Jose Ramirez, always dangerous. How about this? 16 extra base hits, 24 runs during this 28-game on-base streak. And I like the numbers he's had against Rodon. Rodon's got the edge there. 11 for 50 at 220 batting average for Ramirez, and his best side is the right side. Let's see what happens. First pitch, ball one.
Now, Angel is 23 years old. He was looking to go to second. Tom Hamilton, the great broadcaster, was going to the Hall of Fame in July, told me a funny story about Ron Washington and Jose Ramirez. They were just there. They were just in Cleveland. The Angels. It's great.
1-0 pitch to Ramirez, who's all over the leaderboard. In there for strike 1-1.
All right, so the first time Ramirez is up, like they did with Aaron Judge, Ron Washington puts up 4 fingers, so he walks. Second time, they put up another 4 fingers, and he walks.
See it now. Here's the 1-1 to Ramirez. Again, he is all over the leaderboard. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him a little bit. 1-2.
He pitched to him the third time around, and the first pitch he hit it out of the park.
There you go. I mean, this guy, he's number 5 in batting in the American League. He's 8th in runs. He's 6th in hits. I mean, he is a flat-out stud. Both sides of the plate and a great glove at third. Here's the 1-2 from Rodon. Infield a double play depth. Pitch inside. Ball 2-2. I can see Wash doing it. Hey, man.
Just like with Judge. He puts up 4 and a big smile
with a
on
smile,
his face.
right?
Yeah. But he pitched to him once, and he hit the first pitch out of the park.
Ramirez hitting at .327, leads the club with 11 homers and 29 runs batted in. Here's the 2-2 from Rodon, just underway here at the stadium. First pitch swung on a little looper, center field. Grisham coming on, not going to be able to get it. And digging hard for third, and he'll get there is Martinez. So a hard hit single now, a little blooper, and the Guardians in business first and third with 1 out.
And that's what they will do. They will always take the extra base. Both Martinez can run, and obviously Kwan can run. Will Wilson can run. Arias can run.
You look at their offensive numbers. 23rd in run. This is in Major Leagues. 23rd in runs scored. 24th in batting average. 15th in home runs. They are 9th in ERA. They're one of the harder teams to strike out. 7th best there. They don't walk a lot. It's 19th in that ranking. Here is David Fry, just coming back from Tommy John surgery. And first pitch, right-hand hitter swings and fouls it off left side.
And, of course, Jazz is holding the runner on third, so he's just about 5-6 feet off of third base, but back. So there's a big hole between Anthony Volpe and Jazz Chisholm, and the whole right side of the infield is open. So Fry, who can control the at-bat, can go either way.
Here's the pitch swung on, a foul straight back. So 0-2 to Fry. Trent Grisham playing his traditional shallow center field. Moved a couple of steps towards the left on that before that last pitch. 1 out, runners at the corners. Early trouble here for Rodon. 1 out, needs a double play. Throw over to first. Token gesture. Ramirez is about a half a step off the bag. And for Fry, this is his first start since being activated Saturday. Tommy John surgery in November. Here's the 0-2. Runner at first goes. Throw down to second by Escara. It is not in time. Head first slide by Ramirez. That's his 15th bag, and he leads the club in that category as well.
Escara's got a terrific. Are they going to look at this? They're thinking about it.
Second base umpire, Corey Blazer.
Let's see what we can see.
They got the easy bake oven hand in there. It's close.
I think it's
left hand in there, but I think he's safe.
Yeah, that is one of those calls that they probably wouldn't overturn because there's no clear. So they have decided not to waste it there. When it's that close, they almost never overturn it because it has to be clear.
So stolen base for Ramirez. He can do it all, folks. He really can. Good player. Double play. Traditional double play is taken out of order. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2-2 to David Fry. David Fry out of Irving, Texas. He's Got a 2-2 pitch coming and swing and a miss, top of the zone. Much needed strikeout for Rodon. 2 down here in the first. Fry, pretty important player last year for the Guardians, hitting .263 with 14 homers.
First strikeout of the game was presented by Weichert Realtors. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weichert.com.
Here is one of the good guys and one of the ageless guys in baseball. Switch hitter Carlos Santana. Third trip with the Guardians. Takes a pitch outside, ball 1. He's got an 11-game hitting streak.
Carlos started off a long time ago as a catcher.
That's the truth.
Yep.
39 years young, out of Santo Domingo in the DR. He's been with Cleveland, Philly, KC, Seattle, Pittsburgh, and Minnesota. Next pitch. Off-speed pitch, paints the outside corner. 1-1. He's hitting a .262 with 7 homers and 29 runs batted in. He's got 5 doubles, too. He has modified his pants to almost look like short shorts. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Paints the corner again, outside corner, that time with a fastball, 1-2. Yeah, he's got them tailored so they're above the knee. Yeah, they're right, not short shorts. You're right, Bermuda shorts. Just above the kney.
We haven't seen short shorts since the old NBA days.
No, I saw them on the subway today. That's a whole
no, that's a whole other story. I'd rather remember them a basket of the NBA. Magic and Larry, yeah.
Need an out. Here's a pitch. Strike 3 called. Backdoor slider. Outside corner. Rodon strands 2. No runs, 2 hits. No errors and 2 left. Cleveland doesn't score. Yankees coming to bat on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909. These 3 cards, as part of the T205 set, came out in 1911.
Yankees Stadium was completed, and all throughout this time, Calvary Hospital has also been in the Bronx, providing extraordinary care to patients and their families. Happy 125th anniversary, Calvary, from the Yankees Radio Network. Barnes Firm reminds you this copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. If you're injured, one call to make, and that's to the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys, 1-800-8-million for a free case evaluation.
Now here we go with Trent Grisham leading off for the Yankees center fielder. He's going to step to the plate. Centers Healthcare would like to remind you that they're not just care, they're care that moves you. CentersHealthcare.com. Grish hitting at .253, 13 homers, 26 runs batted in. Tanner Bybee back on April 22 in Cleveland, a 3-2 winner with 6 innings, a 5-hit, 2-run ball with 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Right-hander deals, first pitch, down low, ball 1.
Bybee now 26 years old, his 12th start of the season, 7th on the road. As I said, he can be very good, be very bad. He is an innings eater. He will work a long time if they need him to.
He's got the white shoes. Going with the grade road uniforms at the Garden. Here's the breaking ball. Is in there for a strike. 1-1. You weren't kidding about his last outing. He got lit up in 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned against the Dodgers. Walked 3, struck out 7. But not a good one. He gave up 10 hits a couple starts before that against Cincinnati. 1-1. Tried to bunt and fouled it straight back. Third baseman Ramirez was well back, so now Grisham is behind 1-2.
Since he made his major league debut, that was back in 2023 against Colorado. He leads the Guardians in wins, win 26, start 67, innings pitched, and strikeouts. So he is an innings eater. And as I said, can be good, can be bad. This year, he was very good last year.
6'2", 205 out of Mission Viejo, California. 26 years old. Fullerton State, his alma mater. Ramirez backs up almost into a shortstop position. The shortstop, Arias, is playing up the middle. Here's the 1-2. Swing on a chopped foul. 1-2 to Grisham. Ben Rice and Aaron Judge to follow. Manny Gonzalez doing some home repairs right behind home plate. Looked like he was filling a hole directly behind home plate.
Cleveland goes from here to Houston. They come back Getting to play the Mets.
Oh, they love that schedule, huh?
Well, it would be nice if they did it in 1 week because they got a couple of people in between. Then they come back.
Exactly.
So,
Here's 1-2. Taken down and in. Breaking ball. 2-2.
Yankees one year played both Chicago teams. We were in Chicago for a week. It was great.
Well, this is what we just had this past week in Anaheim and L.A. All the years I've been doing this, first time I've had a situation like that. We never came to New York for a week, Chicago for a week. Here's a 2-2. Breaking ball, he knew it. Checked the swing, just turned and waited for the call, and he got it. Strike 3 called, 1 down.
And that was a sweeper that they've been working on to get him to get that more, because sometimes it rides away. So to try and get him to have that much more control over that. Guardians are 6.5 games in. They're playing well, 32-26, not that much different than the Yankees, who are at 36-22. But they're 6.5 games because Detroit's playing out of their minds.
Here is Ben Rice, left-hand hitter. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off to Cody Bellinger just outside the dugout, first base side. Ben Rice at .250, 12 homers, 25 runs batted in. Hit a big 2-run homer third inning on Sunday in the 7-3 win over the Dodgers to salvage a game in that series. Here's the 0-1. And a pitch. Breaking ball, no. Outside, 1-1. It was a good road trip, though. 2-1 in Colorado. We all would have preferred 3-0. They sweep the Angels and go 1-2 against the Dodgers. 6-3 final.
6-3.
Take it. Sign me up. One out, nobody on. Ben Rice. A 1-1 pitch from Bybee. Fastball backs him off just a little bit. Ball 2-1.
I was telling Aaron Boone, I remember a trip. Well, Buck was the manager. I think it was his first year, which was like, 92, 93? Mm-hmm. One of those. We went 0-10 on the West Coast and came back and landed at the wrong airport.
Oh,
it was great.
2-1 pitch. Missed outside with a breaking ball. You're supposed to go where?
Newark.
And you landed at JFK?
Westchester.
And they weren't ready for you, right?
No.
Was it late at night?
No, it was light because Mark Connor, who was then the pitching coach.
3-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike.
I think it was one of those red eyes like we took the other night. Ooh. And all I remember hearing, we sat up front with the coaches in those days, and I remember hearing Mark saying, "There are trees. There's no trees in Newark."
Here's the 3-2 to Rice.
We had 75 Cavs come.
Bybee, fastball. Ooh, strike 3 called. He thought it was ball 4. He was headed to first base. Back-to-back called strikeouts for Bybee, 2 down.
Same pitch with that sweeper. Same exact pitch on the lefty. That move, that was a beauty.
Well, here is Aaron Judge, and when I went in to visit with Stephen Vogt, I was one of the really good guys. He must have gone about 2 minutes on Judge. Great guy. There's no way to pitch him. How do you do it? We'll figure out something, but he's just really good. I was like, no kidding. Here's a breaking ball for called strike 1.
Player
Judge
of the month.
3 for 3 against Bybee.
Yeah. Player of the month, Aaron Judge.
Shocking.
And Ohtani in the other league.
I tell you, that was a treat we had seeing these two guys going head to head.
The first day, yeah.
Next pitch inside 1-1.
Home run.
You had to love. He homers in an Ohtani. It was like, hey, whatever you can do, I can do better.
On the first pitch.
Oh,
that's
great. He hit one almost to the back of the bullpen against the Mets last night. 1-1. Swing and a miss by Judge. One and 2 to Aaron. Doesn't happen often, but Judge was the only starter without a hit the other day.
Yeah.
Breaking ball pulled foul. Third base side.
Again, right side of the infield all open. Santana now moving over a little bit. But second baseman right almost directly in back of the bag.
And not a surprise to see shortstop and third baseman and the third base coach giving themselves as much room as possible. Shortstop and third baseman, heels practically on the grass. 1 and 2, 2 out, nobody on. Bottom of the first, here's pitch. Swing and a miss, breaking ball and a good one. So 2 strikeouts, looking, 1 swinging. Good start for Tanner Bybee. We go to the second inning, no score. Cleveland and the Yankees on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. Be cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Will Wilson and Bo Naylor, they catch it. Cleveland coming in with a 32-26 record. That's 10th best in the major leagues. The Yankees record at 36-22 is 4th best in the big leagues. They lead the American League East. Here's Rodon's first pitch. And swing and a miss by Arias, who's hitting .239 with 4 homers and 24 runs batted in.
Drive Around the League brought to you by Meineke Car Care Centers. Trust your keys with a Meineke.
Rodon, a very quick worker. 0-1. Swing and a miss on a fastball. 0-2.
Toronto's won 5 in a row and Philly has lost 4 in a row. Philadelphia just put up a 6th spot in the top of the first inning. Homers by Trey Turner and Bryce Harper.
To have Harper back after getting hit on the elbow. Next pitch up, high ball 1-2.
Christopher Sanchez going up against Bowden Francis. Christopher Sanchez 4-1, 3.32 ERA. Angels in Boston just underway in the second. No score. Yuzi Kikuchi.
Here's an off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. Arias down. That's 3 consecutive strikeouts for Rodon. 1 down here in the second inning.
And that's Brian Bale going for Boston. Texas and Tampa Bay just underway. It was raining there for a while. They just started now. Detroit's at the White Sox a little bit later. Baltimore's at Seattle. Sagano against George Kirby.
There's a couple of NC State guys going head-to-head. Rodon and Will Wilson. First pitch. A slider in there for a strike.
Minnesota will be at the A's. The A's have now lost 7 straight. It's Pablo Lopez against Grant Holman. Houston and Pittsburgh scoreless after 3.
0-1. Change up. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Rodon. Boy, he's picking up right where he left off. He is really on point. He's ahead 0-2. And a pitch. Down low. Gets away from Mascara.
It's a good matchup there. Lance McCullers against Paul Skeens. Miami just put up a 2-spot. Miami is hosting Colorado. Did you see the picture of the stands?
Oh, my goodness. There's nobody there. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And down goes Wilson. That is 4 consecutive strikeouts for Rodon. 2 down here in the second. Yeah, it looked like. And that picture was one of those panoramic jobs. You go 1, 2, 3, 4.
A couple of hundred people.
It's not good for the sport.
No.
It really is.
Oh,
I mean, I have to excuse myself for the laughter. It just, for all of us, it's not good for the sport.
Washington has a 3-1 lead over the Cubs. Bottom of the third, they're in Washington.
Naylor swings, hits one to the gap, right center field, run down nice and casually by Mr. Smooth himself. Trent Grisham just waltzes over, just catches it so nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, go the Guardians. When we come back, Cody Bellinger will lead off for the Yankees. No score, Yankees, Guardians.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards. Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame could tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
savings on every fill-up with Club Citgo. Download the app now to start saving. Before we get into baseball, quick basketball question. Who do you think will be the next Knick coach? It brought a smile to Susan's face, everybody.
Well, I had a couple of thoughts. I think you and I had the same thought, right?
Jay Wright, I know your phone's blown up, pal. And how about Mr. Malone, Michael Malone? Hey, could be. You never know.
Yeah.
Never know. Cody Bellinger hitting at 253, 8 homers and 32 runs batted in. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it straight back. 0-1.
Today's Acme Markets home run payoff contestant is Madeline B. from Manhattan. Madeline will win a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every home the Yanks hit in the second inning of today's game. Visit WFAN.com/Acme for your chance to hit it big. Wouldn't you like to know what really happened?
Oh, my goodness. Bellinger scuffling lightly, one for his last 15. Swings and pops one up out of play left side. 0-2. Yeah, I'm walking in with the manual today, coming through the media gate, and I go through the security thing, and I turn around and grab my bag. He says, Tibbs just got fired. I went, what? Ramirez resets to a shortstop position. Arias playing up the middle against Bellinger, who's behind in the count 0-2 to Bybee with the right-hander dealing a breaking ball down and in. Ball one. First pitch at the bottom of the second, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Brought to you by Optimum Fiber. Don't take slow for an answer. Bybee's got a red glove that he holds up to his face as he gets the sign. Here's a pitch bounced up there at 58 feet. Ball 2-2-2. Bellinger, Goldschmidt, and Jazz Chisholm's return. 4, 5, and 6 here for the Yankees in the second. Center fielder Martinez is really leaning hard towards right center. If Cody slashes one into left center, he can run for as long as he wants.
Which he can do. If it's on the outside part of the plate, he's very adept.
2-2, swung on, bouncing ball up the middle. Charging is the shortstop on the first base side of the bag and throws out Bellinger by about a step. And there's one away. Nice play by Gabriel Arias. Say one thing, boy, we see so many. You always have great athletes at shortstop, but it's a treat to watch almost every shortstop we've seen day in and day out. Volpe very much included in that sentence. Here's Paul Goldschmidt, number 3 hitter in the American League. 3rd in runs scored. He's having a fantastic run. 3rd in hits. Swing and a miss. A breaking ball. Goldie 1 for 5 against Bybee.
Arias, one of those guys who you look down, he was just a kid, a real kid back then. He was part of that Mike Clevenger deal. They got so many people. They got 10 guys. Because Arias is now...
Fastball outside. Ball 1-1.
He just turned 25.
Good.
And that was a long time ago.
Right?
Mike Clevenger deal. They got Austin Hedges and that. So many people. Every time you look down and you don't know where they came from. They were all in San Diego. They've got half their team.
1-1 here to Goldie. Pitch swing on a foul off to our right. 1-2.
So many people asking who haven't seen what do you think happened with Paul Goldschmidt? If you saw him last year in St. Louis, it's not the same guy. So you do get to work and improve.
Well, yeah, he said he abandoned a lot of his fundamentals while he has certainly found them.
Simplified. You simplify things. A little tweaking didn't change anything.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Beat him with a fastball up top. 4 strikeouts for Bybee. 2 down here, second inning.
Well, so far, this is one of the good Tanner Bybee games.
Welcome back, Jazz Chisholm.
Nice.
Great to have him back. Caught him behind the batting cage. I'd like to play second base, but hey, I want to ring. It's all about winning. I understand the situation. Happy to be back. Ready to go. He wants to win. And Booney expressed great confidence in his abilities at third base as he looks at first pitch breaking ball.
Well, it was hard for him because he had never played it last year. And I thought when he and Boone had their talk before he was activated, he asked him what he wanted him to do. And he went to Somerset and Scranton and worked on it.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
And it's just a better team.
Without a doubt.
If Jazz is at third and DJ is at second.
And if DJ continues at if he can be DJ, that's a heck of a team. It really is.
Well, you know what? He's always been DJ in defense at second base.
The 0-2 bounced up there. 1-2. I was watching Jazz. I came out after being over the Cleveland side, and I was watching him take ground balls. He looked absolutely fluid.
Well, he played down. He played it flawlessly downtown. He was great last year. He made some mistakes last year, but they were like teaching because he'd never done it before. Things like.
Here's 1-2. Swing on, popped it up. Medium center field. Coming on is Martinez to make the catch. And
finish later.
Bybee 6 up, 6 down. Rodon is rolling. We got a pitcher still in progress, folks. We go to the third. No score. Guardians.
I'm gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
On the network that moves with you, Spectrum. Got a good one here underway. Top of the third. Couple of pitchers on top of their games. Carlos Rodon and Tanner Bybee.
A lot of kids here tonight.
John Kinsey Noel hitting on a .49, 2 homers, and 9 runs batted in. Big Christmas, his nickname. One of the great nicknames. First pitch, the right-hand hitter, and he hits it foul. Right side, strike one.
And his homers against the homer against the Yankees in Cleveland during the playoffs.
They're big.
Stunned everybody.
Yeah.
I was getting ready to go on the field.
There's the 0-1. Next pitch down low. Rodon has already struck out 4. In fact, they came 4 consecutive, spanning the first 2 innings. So Noel, Kwan, and Martinez, 9-1-2 here for Cleveland. A 1-1. And a pitch, swung on, popped up out of play right side.
Storage Post is your local self-storage expert. Rent a unit online today and experience the Storage Post difference, the official self-storage partner of the New York Yankees.
Couple of doubles on the ledger for Noel. Powerfully built right-hand hitter.
He doesn't hit for average ever, but he...
Don't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Got an unusual stance. That front foot, the right foot, is up on the tippy toes. Swing and a miss, top of the zone. Another strikeout for Rodon. He is rolling. That's his 5th strikeout. 1 out here in the 3rd.
And he's got a lot of moving parts. Really hard to be steady. Can't get it. I can see why he can hit mistakes, but he can be fooled because there's so much movement in the lower half of his body.
Meanwhile, Rodon, that's 16 in a 3rd inning, a scoreless ball. What a streak. Top of the order, here's Kwan. He looks at an off-speed pitch, breaking ball outside. On the corner, I should say. There for a strike.
Noel now 2 for his last 24 and 3 for his last 30.
That's what we call a slump.
No, that's how he hits. Then he hits one out. Yeah.
0-1. Up high and outside, 1-1.
Let's see what he hit.
Kwan to open up the ballgame, bouncing out to Goldschmidt and just losing by about a step and a half, a foot race to the bag with Rodon covering. Here's 1-1. Slider missed away. 2-1.
Yeah, see, last year Noel hit .218 and had 13 homers, but one was as big as it gets. And beat the Yankees in a playoff game.
2-1 pitch. Popped it up. Playable. Here comes Volpe. Going to take charge behind the mound. 2-hand catch. And there's 2 away. Cleveland coming in, having beaten the Angels 2 out of 3 in Cleveland prior to that. They'd lost 2 out of 3 at home to the Dodgers. So they had both LA teams come in. And then prior to that, how about this? They beat Detroit 3 out of 4.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh.
7-0, 3-1, 7-5, and 10. And then lost 5-0 in the, I think that 5, was that the Scoreboard game where he was 103 in the final pitch? I think it might have been.
Well, now, just 23 years old, so being patient.
Oh, they would be patient for sure. Here's Martinez taking a strike. And now Martinez, center fielder, got a base hit. He was the one just tuning in. He had a pitch clock violation. He was in an 0-1 hole, and then he lined the next pitch. Here's a bunt attempt, popped up foul behind the screen. That was close.
Step up to the plate and swing by Duncan today. Let's show those taste buds some Yankees magic and hit a flavor home run together. Duncan, the ultimate MVP of your taste lineup. The New York Yankees run on Duncan.
I'm laughing because the bunt attempt, and I happened to mention bunting when I was talking to Rick Manning. Does a great job color on Cleveland TV, and he sounded like an old coach. Here's a ball hit down to third on the line. Jazz Fields fires, dug out by Paul Goldschmidt for the out.
That play made by Goldschmidt right there. Tremendous play.
Great play, too, by Jazz to make that play, to get it, too. And it's hugging the line, hit pretty well. The first play for him since he has returned. 1, 2, 3 in the third, bottom 3.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
We come to you live from the Provident Bank broadcast booth. Provident Bank, commitment you can count on. Visit provident.bank to learn more. Dave Sims with Susan Waldman. We got Connor Green and Rick Rouse assisting here. Producer engineer Connor Green. Rick Rouse, the associate producer. Bring up Anthony Volpe to lead things off against Tanner Bybee, who has retired all 6 men that he's faced, 4 by strikeout, 2 swinging, 2 looking. Volpe hitting a .239 with 6 homers, 33 runs batted in. First pitch from Bybee. Fastball swung on, bounce to the right side. Santana charges, grabs on one hop, touches up, and there's one down.
Santana, even after all these years, is still a first-rate first baseman.
Agreed.
A lot of catchers, when they go, usually they'll move a catcher to first base if they don't want him to tire him out and they like his hitting. You don't want to take him out of the lineup.
Joe Torre moved from catch to third. Right. Remember that?
Not as easy, I bet.
Well, he's used to getting balls coming in 1,000,000 miles an hour, I'll tell you that. Joe was a good third baseman.
Oh, yeah. Joe was a great player. He was MVP of the league one year.
Hey, I wore 15. One of the reasons I wore 15, he and Dick Allen, senior in high school. Here is Escara. And first pitch strike.
And Santana's made himself into a first-rate first baseman.
I agree, and we had him in Seattle, and I thought 2 years ago was going to be his last year, and here he is, still rocking and rolling. Escara hitting at .240 with a homer, 6 runs batted in. To the fastball away.
Well, what did I tell you? Charlie Martin said to Atlanta he was supposed to retire 3 years ago. I keep wanting him to retire, but they keep giving me $17 million. But
Charlie's mom didn't raise no dummy.
I love it that these guys come back to Cleveland. Carrasco tried to finish here, too.
1-1. Outside, 2-1. Third inning brought to you by Spectrum. Life moves, and so should your connection. So get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you, Spectrum.
By the way, to get Jazz on the roster, Jorge Vivas was sent back to AAA.
Cruz was activated. That was good to have Fernando back. Backdoor breaking ball missed it. Not by much. 3-1 to Escara. Talking to Escara about catching, I said, how do you like doing the one knee? He says, don't forget, I was a first baseman, so I didn't come in with extensive experience catching on, balanced up on both feet. Hits one to right center field. It's playable. And it's going to be caught out there by Martinez.
No.
The right of 385 signed 2 down.
When they signed him, he went to the Tanner Swanson School of Catching.
Right.
And he worked in, he picked it up really fast. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to do. Gary Sanchez couldn't do it very well. And a lot of people have gone back. Logan O'Hoppe went back.
Remember, he told you that last week, yeah.
It's not easy.
And the other thing, too, I said, so how do you throw? He says, and he showed me how he did it. I said, well, you're a very good athlete, because he got down, almost he was pushing off on the back leg and just come up firing as DJ looks at a first pitch strike. Fastball. DJ LeMahieu hitting 239, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. He was outstanding. 4 for 5 Sunday, drove in 2 in the 7-3 win at the Dodgers. 0-1. Breaking ball outside.
You would think that guys that he's got a tremendous arm. So, a lot of guys, Benito Santiago, Tony Pena could throw from his knee.
Speaking my language.
But a lot of these guys, it can't. Other people's arm aren't as good, so they like that too, so they can get up. So they got their bottom underneath them to throw, balance.
There's a pitch hit to Santana on one hop. Easy play, he'll take it himself. And how about Tanner Bybee, everybody? 9 up, 9 down with 4 strikeouts. We go top 4 here at the stadium. Cleveland nothing, Yankees nothing on WF.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
Good pitching duel here working at the stadium. First of 3 with Cleveland, then Boston comes in. Top of the 4th is brought to you by Hand and Stone Massage and Facial Spa. Book a relaxing massage or facial after the game. No score. Carlos Rodon through 3 innings, giving up 2 hits, stranded 2 runners in the first inning. He's got 5 strikeouts. Tanner Bybee, 9 up, 9 down with 4 strikeouts. Here's Martin Ramirez, swings and pops one up. Might come back to Escara. It does. That's a huge out. Makes the catch, one away. Get Ramirez out, no question about it. 5th leading hitter in the league coming into today's game.
Scoreboard brought to you by Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop local, eat global with Food Bazaar Supermarket. Now it's 7-0 Philadelphia. They're only in the 2nd inning. Only 2 homers, Trey Turner and Bryce Harper.
We've seen
Bowden
you
Francis
scored.
knocked out in the 2nd inning.
His first pitch to David Fry. You've reported him a lot of in games this last week.
Yeah.
The scores have been crazy.
Crazy, yeah. Just pummeling people.
1-1 to Fry. First game back after Tommy John surgery in November. Breaking ball in there for strike. 1-1.
Angels just put up a 3-spot up at Fenway. They're still batting in the top of the 3rd. Nolan Samuel, a 2-run double in that. That's Yusei Kikuchi against Brian Bayo.
1-1 pitch from Rodon. Swing on, hit right side, out of play. 1-2.
No score in Tampa Bay. Texas is in there in the 2nd. No score in Chicago. Detroit's in. That's Bo Brisky. Well, he was an opener, so somebody else is probably in there now. Shane Smith going for the White Sox.
Here comes a 1-2 to David Fry, right-hand hitter. And a pitch for Rodon upstairs. Ball 2-2.
But Paul Skeens is getting all these great pitching duels. There's no score in Pittsburgh. They're in the 5th, but Houston is in, and nobody has scored. It's Lance McCullers Jr. against Paul Skeens.
Good to have McCullers back.
Yeah.
It's a lot of time. 2-2. Way outside. 3-2.
Colorado is leading Miami 2-0, bottom of the 5th. Cubs in Washington. Cubs are leading 4-3 over Washington, top of the 5th. They are in Nationals Park. Cade Horton against Trevor Williams.
3-2 here to Fry. Rodon deals. Pitch swung on and missed. Slider down and in. Got him. Strikeout number 6. 2 down, 4th inning.
Milwaukee, they've won 8 in a row, and they're beating Cincinnati 2-0 in the 4th. Sal Frelick had his 4th homer. Freddie Peralta against Hunter Green. That's a good one.
That's a heck of a bounce back after the beating they took here at the stadium.
Ketel Marte has 2 home runs, and Arizona has a 4-0 lead over Atlanta. They are in the 4th.
His pitch swung on by Santana, pulled foul, fielded by Jazz Chisholm, flips it to Douglas Odor.
Bobby Witt Jr. had his 7th, and Kansas City's leading St. Louis 2-0. They're still in the 1st. And San Diego's at San Francisco. Mets are playing the Dodgers tonight. Mets have now won 4 straight. Tyler McGill against Clayton Kershaw.
0-1 hit to left center field. Ranging over to get it is Trent Grisham. And Rodon did not break a sweat in the 4th inning. A 1-2-3 frame. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 in a row. He's retired. We go bottom 4. Top of the order coming up.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
Bybee is perfect. 9 up, 9 down as we go top of the 4th. So this begins, Susan, the 2nd time through for the fellas, and we've seen this on a couple of occasions this year. That second and or third time is when they seem to solve the problem. So this will be very interesting here, as Bybee has rebounded nicely from a bad outing last time out against the Dodgers. 5 innings of 7 hit, 4-run ball with 3 walks. Here's Trent Grisham, took a called third strike. First time up, breaking ball in there for strike. 0-1.
Now he's got 3 or 4 different pitches. That was the curveball. He's been using the sweeper, using the fastball rarely.
And on the grass at third is Ramirez, playing up the middle, shortstop Arias. Here's the 0-1. Fastball. Boy, he had to jump out of the way. Talking about moving your feet.
Yankee fans shop the New Era Authentic Collection at Yankees Team Store and NewEraCap.com. New Era, the official on-field cap of Major League Baseball.
Tanner Bybee, 6'2", 205-pound right-hander from Mission Viejo, California, and Cal State, Fullerton State. There's 1-1 here to Grisham with Rice and Judge to follow. Here's pitch. With a check swing. Grisham's helmet came off in the process. He caught it. Last year, Bybee 12-8 in 31 starts for Cleveland. 3.47 ERA.
But he made those 31 starts, and not a lot of pitchers do that anymore.
Right. Grisham using his timeout. Now he's back. He's ready. Ramirez backs off. Big hole down the left field line, third base line. Bybee with that red glove in his face, winds and deals. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt, almost caught by plate umpire Manny Gonzalez as it bounced up there. 2-2. Bottom of the fourth is brought to you by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. Good crowd on hand here at the stadium. Glad to be back in the Bronx after the long road trip. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball swung on and dribbled foul. First base side. Bybee with the win over the Yankees back on April 22 in Cleveland. 3-2 victory, 6 innings of 5 hit, 2-run ball, 3 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's looking good here today. 2-2 to Grisham. Pitch upstairs, ball 3.
Well, if they can keep off that changeup, it's not usually a strike. He swung and missed at it.
I don't believe, I'm going to double check, but I don't believe the Yankees have had too many balls put in play. Hard contact. 3-2 pitch, swung on. And fouled back. That was a breaking ball. He was protecting. That time that thing looked like it was too close to take. Bybee from the third base side of the rubber, dealing with Trent Grisham. Left-hand hitter. 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and hit high to right field, but it's staying in the yard. Noel's under it. Right in his tracks. And there's one down. 10 up, 10 down.
And right at the warning track. Just got underneath it a little bit.
Hardest hit ball by the Yankees tonight. DJ LeMahieu on his ground out to first at 91.5. Santana's gone for 106 and Martinez 101. See if Ben Rice can get into something here. He struck out looking his first time. Big, strong left-hand hitter. 1 for 4 with it's a home run against Bybee. Here's a ground ball hit right to the shortstop. Positioned beautifully. Easy play for Arias. 2 down.
Right, and they're just getting weak ground balls. They're hitting the ball on the ground, getting on top of it. That was what Ben Rice did, got on top of that. And just slam it into the ground.
So 11 up, 11 down. Here's the captain, Aaron Judge. Still leads in multiple categories. Bybee set. Here comes the first pitch to Judge. Breaking ball missed way outside. Ball 1. Meat of the order coming up for the Yankees, presented by Chef IQ Sense, a cooking thermometer that pairs with your phone and ensures you never over or undercook your chicken, fish, or meat again. So buy one at chefiq.com. 1-0 to Judge. Gets quiet when he comes to the plate here. 1-0 pitch. Fastball missed away. 2-0. Good count for Aaron. He is 3 for 4 against Tanner Bybee. Bybee in his first year back in 2023. Made 25 starts, went 10-4 with a 2.98 ERA. Advantage Judge. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed.
That was the four-seamer 97, and with this array of breaking pitches that he's throwing, it must look 107, not 97.
He'll lull you to sleep on some of his arsenal. Here's a 2-1, Aaron. And a pitch. Breaking ball up and in. 3-1.
Now you can't tell where Naylor is setting. Naylor was setting up on outside. You can't use that as a gauge because he's setting up way outside. And then that ball came in on Judge.
Judge has really dominated the Guardians. 7 homers, 17 RBIs last 14 games since the start of last season. That includes playoffs, a .352 batting average. He's got the edge here, 3-1. And the pitch. Breaking ball up the stairs. And there goes the perfecto. Bybee had retired the first 11 men. That's his first walk. First base runner.
Bellinger came into this game 1 for 5 off him. By the way, that was the first walk of the game, brought to you by Route 22 Toyota. Why walk when you could be driving a new Toyota? Route22Toyota.com.
So second time through against Bybee. Bellinger up there. Here's first pitch. As the jackknife out of the way. Pitch was at his feet. Ball 1. Cody's today's cleanup hitter, sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter. Infield pulled around to the right. So is the center fielder, Martinez, towards right center. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. Taking a look, the catcher Naylor. He's got to play third base side. And the Yankees are done in the 4th. Got their first base runner, but Judge doesn't get any farther than first base. To the 5th inning we go, rolling along in a
sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where like, wow, this is really something.
ChefIQ.com.
Save up to $500 on every window and door when you purchase and install with Windorama, your local home team. Visit SaveWithRama.com today.
Back here at Yankee Stadium, no score. Guardians and Yankees, first of 3.
Well,
Carlos Rodon has retired the last 11 men that he's faced.
You had the binoculars. Was he using his hand or a wishbone?
It looked like a wishbone. We're talking about Manny Gonzalez, who's very fastidious behind home plate.
Well, we had said the other day, nobody they kicked the dirt off. Nobody has everybody. All the old umpires used to have a little wishbone in their back pocket, and they would take it out. And
here's Arias swinging and hits one foul out of play right side.
Did he have a whisper? Or was he?
It looked like
hand?
he did.
Okay.
At first glance, I had to put the glasses on.
Okay.
He did have one.
All right.
But it was funny. Who did we see? A couple of guys last week.
Couple of guys. They were, yeah.
And you
when
look
we
at
were
his
on the
shoes
coast.
on his foot. What the? What can I tell you? 0-2, swung on, hit down a third baseline foul. Arias struck out on a 1-2 pitch back in the second, leading off. He was the third strikeout victim for Rodon, who struck out 6. And Bybee struck out 5. Here's the 0-2. Fastball, swing and a miss. Boy, that was some purpose behind that one.
No,
that pitch was great.
And that's the second time he's struck out Arias, and that was 95. And okay, kid, see if you can hit it. It was up. It was a really good pitch. It was right below the letters.
Country hardball. You and me, pal. Let's do it. That was impressive. Will Wilson. Another fastball. This time missed outside. Wilson, like Rodon, played his college ball at NC State. Kid got his first base hit when we were at Cleveland against Rodon, and Rodon congratulated him. His pitch swung on, hit foul out of play. He was way late. That was in on his hands. 1-1. So Rodon now, let's see, that's 3, 4 1/3. So that consecutive scoreless streak, 18 1/3 now. Pitch outside, 2-1. Rodon in his last 8 starts, 6-0 with a 1.27 ERA. 7 earnings at 49 2/3 coming in. There's pitch hit up the middle. DJ LeMahieu, nice and easy play. Throws over to first in time.
Another miss hit.
Yep, off the end of the bat.
Those pitches you try and pull a ball in the outer part of the plate that's breaking, and all you can do is roll your wrists over and hit it right to second base.
They hit it off the end of the bat. I can hear the old coach, put a little chalk on that stick. Like if you're playing pool or something. That's 13 consecutive retired now by Rodon. He's given up just 2 hits. That was in the first inning. Hasn't walked anybody. Quick 2 outs. Here's Bo Naylor, left-hand hitting catcher. Swings and bounces one right side. Gobbled up by Goldschmidt. Rodon there. Plenty of time at first. He turns around and look where Naylor was. He beat Naylor by about 5 or 6 steps. Again, Rodon barely breaks a sweat in this inning. That is 11, 12, 13, 14 retired consecutive.
Be in the middle of New York to display a card like this is really such a big part of the Fanatics mission. We think about how do we create new experiences. Now we get the opportunity to put incredible Holy Grail cards in front of tens of thousands, if not millions of new people. It's not just about collectors today, but also about how do we bring new collectors into the space as well. It's really what we do it all for.
Just going cross town. Club Citgo can save you money on every fill-up along the way. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go.
The Bet365 real-time money line is now minus 210 for the Yankees, plus 165 for the Guardians. Powered by Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Neither starter is yielding. Scoreless ball game. We go bottom of the 5th. Paul Goldschmidt, Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe in this scoreless game. By the way, the top of the 5th was brought to you by Elect 825, building our future. Here's Paul Goldschmidt to lead things off. He struck out. He was the last Yankee to strike out. 4 Ks so far for Tanner Bybee, a right-hander. Comes in with a record of 4-5 and a 3.86 ERA. First pitch to Polly's down low, ball 1.
Caribbean Food Delights, Jamaican patties, flaky, meaty, and delicious. Available at Yankee Stadium and your local grocery store. Grab a patty, take a bite.
Goldschmidt, sensational year, third in batting average. He's all over the leaderboard, along with Judge and Ramirez, some of the guys we have in the game here tonight. 1-0, pitch up high, up and in, ball 2. Bybee struck out 4, walked 1, has yet to yield a hit. And this is some performance by this young man after getting rattled by the Dodgers in his last outing. 5 innings and 7-hit, 4-run ball. Straight up infield and outfield against Goldschmidt. Here's the 2-0 and a pitch. Took a little off and paints the outside corner for strike. 2-1. Bottom of the 5th, brought to you by Key Food and their family of supermarkets. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on a hit to right field, slicing foul by a wide margin. 2-2. Give you an idea of what kind of season Goldie's having. 10th in OPS, 7th in on-base percentage, 3rd in hits, 3rd in average, and 3rd in runs scored. He's got a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball outside. 3-2.
And that defense has never wavered, and that is as important as anything else.
You bet.
You got some arms, not exactly that accurate sometimes.
Bybee, 3-2 here to Goldschmidt. Righty on righty here. Nobody out. Here in the 5th, the pitch. Swing on a hit foul to our right again.
So much on the end of the bat for both teams. That was 95-mile-an-hour four-seamer right off the end of the bat. Just a little late. Try and protect that plate also.
4 strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits for Bybee. Cleveland has 2 hits, but they were in the first inning. 3-2, swung on, bouncing ball to 3rd. Ramirez gobbles as he goes to his left, throws over in time, 1 out.
It's one of those fastballs that almost looks like it's rising, but it's not, because you know it can't.
Old four-seamer, right? A little giddy up on it.
It's a good one, yeah.
Here is Jazz Chisholm for the second time since coming back from the oblique tear. He flat out to center on a 1-2 pitch.
A lot sooner than everybody thought. Actually, Ramirez played in at third base. He's almost at the grass.
First pitch to Jazz. Breaking ball, swinging a miss.
Curve ball, was not expecting that.
As you would imagine, he is thrilled to be back after missing so much action. Bybee into the wind, 0-1. Fastball, down and in. 1-1.
Last year, I asked him when he was playing third base, because he played most of his career. He played so much in center field down in Miami, 146 games, I think. And I asked him about playing infield or outfield. He said, "I like the dirt under my feet."
1-1. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss.
He always has interesting answers for everything. Likes the feeling of the dirt, not the grass.
And for those of you who like to keep track of his fashion choices today, he's got some purple on the left shoe and some looks like gray and gold on the right.
Oh, the belt is gold, though.
Didn't see that. 1-2, 1 out. No score here. Bottom 5. Pitch to Jazz. Backdoor breaking ball. Bybee. He's getting ready to walk around the mound. He thought he had a called third strike. Not the case. 2-2 is the count.
Let's take a look here. Well, he has a point. Does Mr. Bybee.
He was right.
Yeah.
See what it gives here. 2-2. That was a sweeper. Here's a pitch, a little flip shot into left field. Quan can pick it. He can really run it. It drops in front of him because the shortstop was running right at him. Quan, I think, would have had it. But the shortstop Arias got in his face by about 4 feet, and he stopped. So that's a first base hit for the Yankees here in the 5th inning.
And Quan did say something. Now, what they teach you is that the infielder keeps going out and going on until he hears the outfielder call him off. And you could see that Quan was saying, I got it. So, of course, Quan stopped. He doesn't want to. Arias is much bigger than he is. He'd kill him. You don't want to collide. So he stopped. But that was
There's
Lack of
Anthony
communication
Volpe.
there.
Throw over to first. Back with the dive. Get that right hand in time. Back to the bag, Jazz Chisholm. Yeah, we saw, was it Correa and Buxton had to go to concussion protocol about a month ago now.
Yeah.
They're both back fine. Patrick Buxton had a big game last night. First pitch to Volpe. Swung on and hit foul to our right.
A lot of times you can understand it because it's so loud and you can't hear. But that one he should have heard. And Quan looked like he said something to him.
And the thing, too, we know Quan is a darn good outfielder.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete. He can really run. He really had that wrapped up.
He did. He was right there, and he had the better look at it anyway than someone going backwards.
Even at this level, sometimes you see plays that just confound you. Here's 0-1 to Volpe, runner at first. One out, no score, bottom 5. Long hold by Bybee, kicks and deals. Runner hold, pitch outside, way outside, left-hand hitter's batter's box. 1-1. Volpe grounded out to Santana, the first baseman, in his first AB.
And Tanner Bybee's about to throw his 70th pitch, so he's not going anywhere for a while. There are some movement out in Cleveland bullpen.
1-1. Pitch swung on, hit hard to right field. Backs up a couple of steps is Noel, and he makes an easy catch. Hit right at him. 2 down. That's one of the harder hit balls by the Yankees tonight. So 2 out, runner at first.
And I see some leg kicks and some arm circles out there.
It's 5th inning.
They're showing you Jazz's cleats. See that? See,
there's the Scara, left-hand hitter, fly to center. Boy, it has a really big, pronounced crouch in that stance, and he looks at first pitch, breaking ball down low. 1-0. I'll give a full description next time Jazz comes up, but colorful, to say the least. Trying to get something going here. 0-0. Cleveland and the Yankees. Fastball misses away. 2-0.
Jazz with the first hit. That's kind of interesting, huh?
What do you got? 2 outs. The Scare's the 8-hole hitter. LeMahieu is on deck. Jazz does not have a particularly big lead. See if he goes here. 2-0. He doesn't. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike. 2-1 to J.C. Escara. Infield playing back on the left side. Here's the 2-1 from Bybee. Jazz bluffs. Breaking ball outside. 3-1. Escara's got 1 home run on this is first year. See what he comes up with here as Bybee's ready with a 3-1 to Escara. Escara fully loaded at the plate. Runner goes. Here's a pitch. Taken up high, ball 4. Couple base runners with 2 outs here for the Yankees in the bottom of the 5th, and then I'll bring up DJ LeMahieu. Second walk by Bybee.
DJ obviously had his best day in a couple of years out in Los Angeles that last game. Hit after hit. Looks like DJ, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That was good. I mean, showing signs of a guy who's won a batting title in each year, each league, I should say. Couple of men aboard, best threat. First pitch hit to right field. That may get down. It does. Jazz is flying, coming around third. Here's a throw to the plate. It is not in time. Scoring, standing up is Jazz Chisholm, and DJ LeMahieu delivers. And it's 1-0 Yankees here in the 5th.
And that was a DJ LeMahieu hit. You try and hit the outside corner. He can do that. He's going to take it there. And it was up too high. That was the problem. It was not a terrible place. It was just about belt high. And Noel does not have the greatest arm. It's strong, but it's not very accurate.
So moving up to second is Escara. RBI for DJ, his 6th.
What a thing.
Top of the order is Trent Grisham. 3rd time around for him. He struck out looking and fly to right. Couple of men aboard. It's 1-0 Yankees. Breaking ball hit hard right side. Back in off the glove of the second baseman Wilson. Escara thought about it. He was getting a stop sign. The bases are loaded. Well, the bases are loaded for Ben Rice.
That was an Inning-ending play right there. It was just a ground ball to the second baseman. He took 3 steps, and he tried to backhand it. Sometimes I don't understand. I mean, he was right in front of it, and he tried to backhand it. Here comes Carl Willis, veteran and venerable pitching coach.
One of the good guys.
Yeah, been there a long, long time.
Second tour of duty in Cleveland. Enjoyed being around him during my Seattle time.
And this consultation on the mound is brought to you by the Barnes Firm Injury Attorneys. Call for a free consultation at 1-800-8-million. Of course, that was an error.
Oh, absolutely. E4 all the way.
Well, you never know in other parks. In New York, you always know.
Hey, taking no prisoners here, pal.
Well, they know what they're doing here.
That's why we call it the best address in baseball. Well, here comes Ben Rice. Nowhere to put him. Bivey's got a pitch, so bases loaded. 2 outs, a run in on the RBI single by DJ LeMahieu. So you got Escara at third, LeMahieu at second, and Grisham at first. See if Ben's aggressive on the first pitch. Bivey set. And the pitch. Up high with a fastball, ball 1. Ben Rice, a strikeout looking and a ground out to short. He's got 1 career hit against Bivey. Yep, he went large with a home run. Great opportunity to blow this thing open here. 1-0 to Ben, and a pitch from Bivey. Swung on a hit to the shortstop. And an easy play for Arias, who throws over in time. Yankees get a run on 2 hits. There was an error. They leave 3. 5 in the books. It's 1-0 Yankees over Cleveland.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's
because
awesome.
to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
Kia for details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Well, Carlos Rodon has a run to work with. It's 1-0 Yankees as we go top of the 6th. Rodon pitching a beauty. He's retired the last 14 men that he's faced, giving up no runs on 2 hits. And he's going to face Kenzie Noel, Stephen Kwan, and Enel Martinez. 9-1-2 for the Guardians. Rodon back on the 23rd of April. Went 7 innings to beat the Guardians 5-1. He went 7 innings, a 4-hit, 1-run ball. No earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks, throwing 90 pitches. Here's Noel. Big, strong right-hand hitter. First pitch. Fastball's in there for strike.
About 14 in a row. Got that fastball still going at 94, 95. Started him off with that 4-seamer.
I love the command he has in the fastball tonight. 1-0 Yankees, 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, missed inside. Slider, 1-1. One nothing on a DJ LeMahieu. 2-out base hit. His next pitch swung off out right at home plate. Big hack there by Noel. 1-2.
Yankees have won the most championships in history. Now City Cruises is taking your ship to the next level with the delicious dining and epic views. City Cruise is a shipload of fun. Book at citycruises.com.
So Rodon started today with 14 consecutive scoreless innings, and he's building on it. 1-2. Swinging. Scarra could not hold on. Got a piece of him. As home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez going to walk a quarter of the way out. Give Scarra a few extra seconds. Scarra's got new equipment from his supplier, and he had 2 big boxes at his locker in the clubhouse.
You know, it's like, can you imagine?
Here's 1-2. Rodon swing and a miss. That is 15 consecutive retired by Rodon. That's strikeout number 8.
And he got him twice. He's gotten him twice. Big overswing. You know, he's one of these. Noel is one of these guys. If he connects, it's going a long way.
All or nothing. So Scarra was standing there, right? You saw that? 2 huge boxes.
I always say it's like for a lot of these guys who, and this guy took years to get here. It's like Christmas.
First pitch here to Quan, a slider for a strike. So I said, dude, what do you have? And he opened it up, and it was all new catching equipment. And he really likes this mask that he's wearing because the iron is painted in white, so you can really see it.
Oh, yep.
And he's got his name underneath the protection on the throat. Here's a ground ball hit to Goldie, bobbles, recovers. Rodon there, beats Quan to the bag. And there's 2 down.
Well, as we saw with Rodon on that jump pass throw that he did
in Anaheim
on the road, that was really, really something. That went up the glove. That was hit harder than Goldschmidt thought. Went up, but he kept it right in front of him. And there was Rodon, beat him by about 4 steps. And Quan is very fast, as we've seen.
And Rodon, I like the fact that he is super conscious. I think it was earlier in the year he got beaten to the bag at
Never
one
did
time.
It again.
Nope.
Yep. You like
very
to see
conscientious.
That.
16 consecutive retired. So that scoreless string, 18 2/3 now. As the first pitch strike, Angel Martinez, who got the first base hit in the ball game back in the first inning.
Okay, so Emmanuel was doing a little math here. Not counting this inning.
Next pitch, fastball, missed away, 1-1.
Last 23 innings, 1 run, 9 hits, 6 walks, 30 strikeouts.
There you go. 2 out, nobody on here in the Guardians 6. His pitch swung on and hit to right field. Judge towards the line. It's got some slice to it. Judge going to reach up. And, almost caught it on the rebound. He had it. And that fan might have interfered just a little bit.
The fan did. Wow. And he just throws the ball back in. I want to see that again. I thought a hand came over. Well, he was in the stand.
Sure did.
Well, he was.
That hand was in the glove. He had it.
He did have it.
He had it.
He would have had it.
And
so
that guy is hearing it too. He is hearing it. And let's see, Boney.
Oh my goodness, he would have had it. He absolutely would have had it.
Yeah.
Man took it right out of his glove. He put his hands above his glove. He said, "Can you talk about this?" That's not.
Umpires are going to get together.
And there's a picture of it right now. You can see the ball is in the fan's hand, and underneath his hand is Aaron Judge's glove.
Exactly. Aaron's 6'7". He had plenty of reach to get there. That's interference.
But he wasn't on the playing field.
Oh, be darned.
Are
they escorting this guy out? Because the fans are standing down there. Here we go.
Call the field was foul ball. The court is challenging whether it's fan interference.
Okay, they're challenging whether it's interference. The only thing that I can think that it's not interference is that it was right over the ledge. It was not in the field of play.
Well,
but
so
my
far,
goodness, look at that. His glove is right under. You can't see it. I'm sorry. The glove is right underneath the fan's hand. This instant replay review is brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
You know, this guy. He's probably getting the Bartman treatment right now.
No,
they have somebody down there identifying him.
From the angle that I just saw, the ball was actually in the field of play and not over the ledge. So, oh man, we've seen it 4 times now.
The judge had that totally wrapped up.
And then it bounced off it, and he just about got it. Now, if it goes off the fan's hand and he actually does catch it, is it an out?
It's not like that play they pulled off in Detroit last night.
No. Oh,
boy, yeah, that's
that guy.
Interference. Well, they've got 4 security guards down there. They have a clear ID on the guy who did it. Matter of fact, looks like he's being escorted out in the process of.
Nobody does that on purpose. It's an instinct. I understand it. He actually probably thought he was in the. They're trying to explain to that guy. The supervisor is taking. Is it in the stands or not in the stands? Eric Judge has a little smile on his face, so he's hearing, I'm sure, what's going on over there. And now he's telling Trent Grisham what went on. And
he had it all the way.
He did have it.
And I thought there was going to be more
After review, the call on the field is overturned. We do have fan interference. Matter is out. New York will take us down.
There you go.
Fan interference. He is out.
Fan interference. So that's 17 retired. 17 consecutive retired by Rodon. I wonder, I'll keep an eye on that guy, see if he's ejected. We go bottom of the 6th, no score. Yankees and
some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepas with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Like build this for them and spend the last year of coming up with this concept and getting it off the ground and getting everybody here. Like, it just feels really good to have everybody coming and experiencing the thing that we've been working so hard on. To be able to like take the experiences of Comic-Con and add that to a card show just is really fulfilling, because as somebody who grew up going to card shows and still goes to the same card show in the same church basement in Trumbull, Connecticut every month, like, it's great. Card shows are amazing, but to be able to add all of this experience is what makes this great.
Is yes.
Cardinal Dolan here. Countless New Yorkers, Catholic and non-Catholic alike, are supported by the Archdiocese of New York. Visit cardinalsappeal.org to learn how you can help make a difference.
Well, as far as we can tell, that fan has not been removed from the stadium.
You think it's a no harm, no foul guy?
Could be. And we got a 1-0 Yankee lead. Carlos Rodon and Tanner Bybee throwing terrific ball games. It's 1-0 Yankees on a 2-out.
No, he's still there. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
He's sort of hiding.
Yeah, his phone's blowing up and probably being called a whole bunch of names.
Somebody probably sent it to him and saying he's looking at something. I'll bet somebody sent it to him.
There's Judge to lead things off. Here in the home 6th. Takes a fastball inside, ball 1. Judge, Bellinger, and Goldschmidt here in the 6th.
DKNY and Yankees baseball, both synonymous with New York City. Visit DKNY.com, and New York attitude stitched into every thread.
1-0 to Aaron. And breaking ball swung on a miss way out front. Judge has struck out and walked tonight. Cody Bellinger's on deck. Who's on deck? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com.
You know, if they had called it a no play and then Martinez had hit a home run, you might have a whole different.
Oh, they would have needed the gendarmes down there to protect that guy.
He wouldn't be sitting there nicely.
One and 1. Pitch to Judge. Breaking ball. And it's up top, and it's a strike. And he's so big, and when he checks his swing, the front part of his top half of his body gets through the zone. That happened to him the other day in L.A. So it counts at 1 and 2. Judge leading off here in the bottom of the 6th, 1-0 Yankees. And a pitch from Bybee. Breaking ball down low, 2 and 2. Bybee started ball game, everybody. Retired the first 11 men that he faced. Then he walked Judge, but got out of it when Bellinger fouled out to the catcher, Naylor. Here comes a 2-2 to Judge. And a pitch. And a check swing that fouled it right at home plate.
Bounced up and straight up in the air. Still leg kicks going on in the Guardians bullpen. No one is throwing yet.
And as much as we've talked about Bybee, Carlos Rodon gave up 2 singles in the first inning. Nothing since. Yep. He's retired 17 consecutive hitters. Here's a 3-2 to Judge. And a pitch. Breaking ball swung on a high fly ball. Staying in the yard, left field. Under it is Kwan. And he makes the catch. And there's one down. Really got under that one. Speaking of Mr. Judge, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's Aaron Judge Superman bobblehead night at Yankee Stadium on Friday, June 20. First 18,000 guests going to receive an Aaron Judge Superman bobblehead courtesy of Fanatics Fest NYC. So get your tickets today at Yankees.com. Here's Bellinger 0 for 2. Ground out to short, and the aforementioned pop out, a foul out to the catcher. Looks at the breaking ball in there for strike.
Looking out the cutter now.
Infield pulled around to the right. That gap exists out in left center field. Center fielder Martinez shading hard to right center. 0-1. Swing and a miss way out in front. 81 mile an hour cutter.
Threw him the same pitch. Same place.
Cody going to use his timeout. Here's the 0-2 from Bybee. 1 out, nobody on the pitch. Fastball, and he did go. Dropped by Naylor. Naylor will throw to first to complete it. And there's 2 down. Another strikeout for Bybee. First since getting Goldschmidt back in the second inning. It's 5 for the ball game. K2-3 there. He throws to first. And here's Goldschmidt again. Goldie struck out, bounced to third. Actually, breaking ball for strike. 1-0 Yankees. 2 out here, bottom 6 at the stadium in New York. Glad you have joined us. We're glad to be back in the Bronx after the 3-city tour. Here's your 1. Breaking ball in there for strike. 0-2. Bybee this year on the road, a big ERA at 5.13. He is pitching way better than that tonight. 0-2, way outside. 1-2.
Well, if it stays like this and you get into the late innings, we'll see what a bullpen is going to be like without Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver out, they think 4 to 6 weeks. Might be a little early, but certainly won't be as quick as everybody would like.
How about the confidence he talked to you about that everybody has in Devin Williams? Here's the 1-2 to Goldschmidt, way outside again.
Bullpens are notoriously close unless there's like a blow up in there. They really are. They do pull for each other.
Got a doubt.
Well, who's going to have to do it now?
Well, it'll be a familiar position to him. I mean, he's been one of the best relievers in his time. Here's a 2-2 to Goldie. Strike 3 called on a slider. Bit that outside corner. Strikeout number 6 for Bybee. 1-2-3 go the Yankees in the 6th. Top of the 7th coming up. It's 1-0 Yankees over the Guardians on WF.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do it like brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
We're done 20 consecutive scoreless innings.
What a godsend he has been this year. You know, you think about it, Garrett Cole's lost for the year.
Right.
We still haven't seen Luis Heel.
Right.
Clark Schmidt started on the injured list, wasn't around for a while. The starting rotation with what has happened and who stepped up has really been masterful, and this guy's right at the beginning of it.
No doubt about it. Here's Jose Ramirez, always a tough hombre. Leading off here for Cleveland. First pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike.
Fans, this year marks Yogi Berra's 100th birthday. Come out to the stadium on Friday, June 6th for a special Yogi Berra U.S. Navy bobblehead that commemorates his military service.
This pitch Swung on a little check swing foul ball. So Rodon has got him 0-2.
That is courtesy of State Farm. Get your tickets today at Yankees.com.
Rodon working quickly. He's super efficient. He struck out 8. Here comes the 0-2 to Ramirez. A bouncing ball up the middle. Volpe to his left. Can't get it. That top spin, and it got into center field. A base hit for Ramirez. The first hit for Cleveland since the Ramirez first inning single to center. Another single to center right here, leading off the 7th.
Oh, he's got 3. They've given up 3 hits, and Ramirez has 2 of them. That's kind of a seeing eye hit. The Volpe couldn't get to it, went under his glove. And then second baseman couldn't get it either.
Pretty much typical of this Cleveland team. Ramirez always leads the way offensively. Here's David Fry.
He's in the middle of everything.
Struck out twice. Ramirez runs first pitch, breaking ball, and on the transfer comes out of the hand of Escara. And a stolen base for Ramirez. He is 15 out of 19.
And people always forget that he steals bases.
There you go.
Nice crowd here on a Tuesday evening, 40,683.
And as you mentioned, a whole lot of school kids.
Yeah, a lot of kids here. Now, people always forget about Ramirez, but he does love to steal bases.
He's good. He's such a good player.
Boy, is he.
1-0 to David Fry. Swung on, hit the other way. DJ slides, goes off his glove. Judge fields. Here comes Ramirez. Here's the throw to the plate. It is high and late. Tie ball game at 1-1.
Well, that's a base hit, and that shows you what that stolen base does. That's the way they play. They will take the extra base. They will steal to try and get in scoring position. Not a lot of home runs unless Ramirez is hitting them.
Yeah, he leads the club with 11, and he leads the club with 29, tied with Santana with 29 RBIs. So the first run scored against Rodon in a long time. Page back and find that one. Boy, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Bad hop, tough hop for DJ. So Ramirez scores. It's a 4th hit by the Guardians.
So that's how they play. We're taking a look at this play again. A lot of top spin on that. It just went off the top of his glove. Now that's sort of textbook baseball.
Yep.
Single, stolen base, little single into right.
Old
there
school.
You go.
And how about the fact Fry tried to put the ball in play and right and was rewarded for it. It was either going to be a base hit or productive out. His first pitch fastball to Santana.
Well,
in there for a strike.
That's how they have to play. You know, they don't have a lot of offensive players. You know, they do things right. Let's put it that way and try and win that way. Of course, the power comes from Ramirez.
Next pitch outside, 1-1. Last time Rodon gave up a run was back against the Mets on May 16th. He got the win in that game. He went 5 innings, a 2-hit, 1-run ball, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. 1-1. Fastball down low. 2-1. An RBI for Fry, his first. This is his first game back, or second game back. Being reactivated after Tommy John surgery during the winter. 2-1 here.
Mark Leiter Jr. up in the pen.
Fastball inside to Santana, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking and a fly to center. 3-1 count. Rodon, boy, he's just playing catch out there. He's working quickly. 3-1. And the pitch. A little chopped foul, third base side.
You know, when you think about it, Rodon's really done nothing wrong.
Oh, not even close.
These balls aren't hit very hard. A lot of spin on him. A lot of it comes from the spin that Carlos is putting on the ball.
You would love an out right here. 3-2 to Santana. This 1-1 game, top 7. Here's the pitch. Swung on, drilled to left. Backing up Bellinger a few steps. Came right to him, right at him. 1 out. One out, and it's going to bring up Gabriel Arias. Shortstop.
Okay, Mark Leiter's up. He hasn't pitched since Saturday. So only pitched Loizaga and Tim Hill And Devin Williams pitched on Sunday. Everybody obviously had the day off yesterday, so Mark's had a couple days off.
Here's Arias. He struck out twice swinging. 1-1 game. In the 7th, pitch up high, ball 1. Guardians second place in the American League Central, 32-26. A lot of their record built on the fact that they're 14-5 in their division.
That's quite impressive because that's
the best
turning
record.
out to be how many times they played Chicago?
Here's a line drive just out of the reach of a leaping DJ LeMahieu, and the ball gets away from Grisham out in right center field, and everybody goes up an extra 90 feet. Although there's a play at second. Got him. Arias, a little bit slow, recognizing that Grisham had bobbled out there, so he's thrown out 8-4, and there's 2 outs. Moving to third was Fry.
Well, really nice pickup by DJ there, and Arias just missed the slide. He was trying to get in, he was trying to move his body away from DJ, but he forgot to put his hand in. Well, that was his fault.
Took a tricky hop. A nice strong throw by Grisham. Oh, yeah.
See what I mean? He tried to get that left-handed, but he tried to get his body away from the bag.
Slid away, throw a hand out there. Good play.
And Carlos Rodon turns around to DJ and says, good job. As Matt Blake's out talking to Carlos, what they want to do with Will Wilson, youngster. Young second baseman.
So 2 down. Put out was 8-4. So out number 2. Now Will Wilson, who struck out and grounded out to second.
So it's a base hit, an error on Grisham. That's how the runner gets to third, and then the put out 8-4.
There you go. Big out to get, trying to keep this game 1-1. First pitch, breaking ball for a strike. Really important out to get right here. A couple of NC State guys going head-to-head, swinging a miss. Wilson has struck out, grounded out to second. And Rodon's got him 0-2. Crowd trying to will his way to get this third out. The 0-2 to Will Wilson. Rodon kicks, deals, pitch, fastball up high. 1-2.
Wilson was a #1 pick of the Angels back in 2019. He's the kind of guy you describe as a scrappy player.
Oh, yeah. Pesky. 1-2 pitch here from Rodon. The pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. That was a slider at 86. Big spot right here, trying to keep that go-ahead run at third base. 2 outs and a 1-2 pitch to Wilson. Here it comes, taken outside down low. 2-2.
Kind of interesting. The Giants got Wilson with Zach Cozart for a player to be named later in each instance, and then they didn't protect him in the Rule 5, and Cleveland took him.
2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Runner at third. The pitch from Rodon up high. Ball 3.
Which means he has to stay on the Major League team, or they have to offer him back. Well, I go from a #1 pick to a guy they don't protect in the Rule 5 draft.
Big spot right here. Rodon going to step off. Takes a look at runner at third. Ramirez got this started with a base hit. Came around to score in the RBI by David Fry. Here comes a 3-2 to Will Wilson. Rodon kicks, steals, pitch, swung on and foul to our right.
And the big play in this was the stolen base by Ramirez to get himself into scoring position, so that all it took was a single.
Boy, the intention was proper too by David Fry. Tried to hit it to the right side, and he got a base hit out of it. Again, the 3-2 from Rodon to Wilson. The pitch missed outside, ball 4. First walk by Rodon. Runners at the corners now. Go ahead, run at third. Another runner at first. Pitching here in the 7th. And it's a big-time jam here, and he's trying to pitch his way out.
One more out.
A run on 5 hits, an error for Cleveland. A run on 2 hits, and an error for the Yankees. Bo Naylor, left-hand hitter. First pitch. In on the inside corner. First strike. Naylor 0 for 2. A fly to center and a ground out to Goldschmidt.
Let's see, he goes back. That was a slider, so let's see if he goes to his bread and butter fastball slider here.
Here's your 1. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up, playable. Left center field, Bellinger will take control in medium left center field. Nice job by Rodon to keep it a 1-1 game. And for Cleveland, a run on 3 hits, an error, and 2 left. We go bottom 7. It's tied at 1. Cleveland and the Yankees on WFAN. Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
You push hard at work, at home, every day. It's time to recharge. At Hannah Stone Massage and Facial Spa, recovery isn't a luxury. It's part of feeling your best. Whether it's a deep tissue massage to ease sore muscles or a custom facial to refresh your face and reset your body, our expert hands deliver real results. First visit, no pressure. Just step in, relax, and leave ready to take on whatever's next. Book now at hannandstone.com.
With all the money you can save on gas when you use the Club Citgo Rewards app, you're good to go. But good to go where? Good to go fly first class?
Hot towel?
Cool. Good to go to the opera? Good to sit ringside at a boxing match? Good to go salsa dancing? Tap dancing? Or polka dancing? Download Citgo's money-saving Club Citgo app today. The easiest way to save money on fuel. Now you're good to go.
It's late, you're hungry, you can't decide whether to stay out or go home and order Wendy's delivery. But one thing is clear, it's a Baconate late kind of night. I mean, 6 strips of Applewood smoked bacon on a juicy double cheeseburger made fresh for you? How could you not? A Baconator is the perfect way to hit the spot before hitting up the next spot, even if the next spot is your bed. No judgment, it is late, but not too late to Baconate. That's what delivery's for. Gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later. Delivery and hours may vary by location.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah.
Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So
Yes,
one
sir.
of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Let's see what he wrote. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
By Hatfield, elevate your grilling game with Hatfield marinated pork tenderloins and taste victory with every bite. Visit simplyhatfield.com for recipes and put pork on your fork. Isn't it amazing how people, and they weren't even born when this is out, are standing and singing?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a great
You know all
song.
the words?
But I'd say about 10 years ago, I started hearing it at basketball games, and it's a staple in almost every arena.
Is it?
Yeah, Again, it's a crowd gets it going. And like you can remember watching them do this on Sullivan Show on a Sunday night. 64-5.
64.
We got a 1-1 ball game here and a fabulously pitched game. Tanner Bybee and Carlos Rodon. And here's Bybee pitching into the 7th. Rodon, fabulous work. A run on 5 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
Cade Smith is warming up in the Guardians bullpen, one of their best.
Here's Jazz Chisholm to lead things off here in the 7th. Drive to right. It's deep. Going back. Goodbye. Line drive. Home run. Jazz Chisholm. It's 2-1 Yankees.
And welcome back, Jazz Chisholm. What a thing for him. Got the first hit and then puts the Yankees ahead. The liner into the first or second row of the right field stands.
Jazz got all of that. Home run number 8, RBI number 18. Welcome back number 13.
And the first Yankee home run is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires.
2-1 the Yankees in a blink.
I wish you could see his face. What a smile.
Talk about turning on a pitch. Woo! There's Volpe. Shortstop, right-hand hitter. An angry fastball poured in there by Bybee. Taken for a strike.
First home run since April 21st at Cleveland. Well, yes, he's been on the injured list for 2 months.
Off-speed pitch outside, 1-1.
That's pretty cool, I must admit.
Oh, man, center
fastball.
cut.
Oh, right down the middle of the plate.
Center cut. He knew it, too. A little dance up the first base line. 1-1 here to Volpe. Breaking ball started at him. He has to bail out of the way. Ball 2-1. Got everybody smiling at Pat.
It's perfect, isn't it? Now you got to hold him for 2 but it's absolutely perfect that he did that.
2-1. The Yankees lead 2-1 here in the 7th. And pitch to Volpe up high. Ball 3.
He's still smiling. They're all smiling. Will Warren's there. He goes, his favorite hitting coach, Pat Rosen.
3-1 here to Volpe. Breaking ball, hit back this way to our left.
Pat Russell just became a grandfather.
Bless his heart. Good for the family. Congratulations. His first grandchild.
Right in the first row. Caught by a guy in the front row with a glove.
Nice.
He's getting high five, too. He's got a great smile also.
3-2 to Volpe. And the pitch. Breaking ball swing on, hit deep to left. It's got carried. Quan looks. Goodbye. A Yankee broadside here in the 7th inning. Volpe with home run number 7, RBI number 34. It's 3-1 Yankees.
Went 372 feet, and Tanner Bybee, just as he heard the sound, he didn't even turn around. He put his hands on his hips and looked down at the ground. And all of a sudden, it's 3-1. 3 runs on 4 hits. That's making the most of your hits.
They could count. DJ LeMahieu got the Yankees on the board back in the 5th with a 2-out RBI single to right. Right now, Bo Naylor going out to just take the temperature down a little bit.
Well, they're walking slowly. The infield is collected behind him. Catcher is talking, Bo Naylor talking to Bybee.
The Yankees started today second only to the Dodgers in home runs. They lead the American League. That's 97 home runs.
And that's Carl Willis is walking out. Cade Smith just started. When I announced he had just gotten up and thrown his first or second pitch.
As I remember, Cade Smith was outstanding in the bullpen last year.
Good for Jazz.
Nobody has a better dance going up the first base line.
I don't think there's anybody that has a better time on the field than Jazz.
He loves the game. Yeah, he loves to perform. It's
back
fun.
to back. Now Allard is up. That's the lefty.
That was some kind of fun. And then Volpe, and they're pretty tight too, and it's great to see Volpe unloading on one as well. So they took an error away from Grisham, it sounds like.
All right.
There's Escara. And he looks at a breaking ball, first strike. Then a heck of a seventh inning here. Home run, first pitch, Jazz Chisholm on a 2-2 pitch. Volpe homers to left. Jazz went to right. 3-1 lead, Yankees. Escara looks at pitch down and in. 1-1.
Well, Colby Allard is now up. Well, that's why they took a minute. Wade Smith was up. Now Colby Allard is up.
Talked about early in the game, there wasn't a lot of hard contact by the Yankees. Well, they've made up for it in this frame right here. Here's the next pitch. Swing on, hit foul down the left field line. Jazz at 105.7. It's not an FM.
Well, he hasn't made a...
But at 102 for Volpe.
Hasn't made a lot of mistakes. The ones he has, however, have been in the middle of the plate, which is usually happens.
Nobody out. A couple of runs in on the homers. And a 1-2 pitch coming here to Escara. And breaking ball. Look out! Oh, man. Thank goodness for screens in front of dugouts. That one hit hard off the Yankee first base dugout. Counted 1-2. Bottom of the order producing the runs here tonight. 6 hole, 7 hole in the 9 spot. Breaking ball down in the dirt. 2-2 to Escara. Big crowd on hand here. 40,683. Glad you joined us here. Yankees thrilled to be back home after the 3-city trip. They went 6-3. Here comes a 2-2 to Escara. The pitch from Bybee. Breaking ball down low and inside. He takes ball 3. Here comes the 3-2 now to Escara. Bybee deals, pitch swing on, a little flip shot left field. It's going to back up Quan a little bit. About 4 or 5 steps, reaches up. Left fielder makes a play, 1 down.
Well, calls for a down, standing by the fence. Here comes Stephen Vogt. That'll be it for Tanner Bybee. And this pitching change is brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off games for a chance to win.
Laborers Local 731 has been responsible for some of the biggest and most celebrated infrastructure projects in New York City, like the rebuild.
You know what happened in 2014.
A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants.
Look at how clean that is. The gold, I don't know if you guys know what the gold means, but the gold means you are the World Series champions from the year before. But it's the honor of a lifetime, getting to win back-to-back World Series championships with 2 different teams.
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started to cook with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of, our mother. So that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people, and this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
card today. Well, lefty Colby Allard is in. He doesn't use the velocity. He can get it up there into the low to mid 90s, but he uses a pitch mix and he tries to fool people. He's got a little pitches across his body. Hard to pick up, I would think, for
he's got to be murdered.
A lefty particularly, you would have a really hard time picking up there because he goes across his body, hides the ball well. Pitch mix, velocity, always says, how long do you need me for?
Well, his first batter is going to be DJ LeMahieu. Nobody on. 1 out, 2 runs in on homers by Chisholm and Volpe. First pitch bounced up there. Nice scoop there by Bo Naylor. Nice job.
And he's 2-0 ERA of 2.05. 19 hits in 22 innings, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 10 strikeouts.
Here's 1-0. Inside miss, 2-0. Right-hand hitters hitting .237 against him. And lefties hitting .250.
He's been around. They signed him as a minor league free agent.
Pitch swung on, hit to the gap in left center field. Kwan's got good speed, reaches up, makes the catch. That's nicely done, going hard to his left. About 20 feet away from the warning track. That ball was stung, but it hung up. The kid's a really good player. 2 outs. So home run, fly out.
Knocklighter Jr. up. He just came up. He made his, actually he started on the 28th of May.
First pitch, Allard to Grisham. Slow breaking ball, missed. Ball 1. Ramirez well in on the grass at third. Here's a pitch, hit the center field. Backing up Martinez, who's got room. Plenty of room, makes a 2-hand catch. That'll do it. Highlight of the inning, the Jazz home run to open it up on the first pitch. Volpe follows with a home run on a 2-2 pitch. Yankees go to the 8th inning with a 3-1 lead on Cleveland on WFAN. Yankees radio driven by Jeep.
Post Malone presents the Big Ass Stadium Tour. 9-time Diamond certified and 16-time Grammy Award nominated.
I can't imagine transitioning from loving baseball cards to then knowing it's inevitably coming that you're going to be on baseball cards. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah, I think the first card I saw was when they did something for USA Baseball, and then now seeing my face, seeing me playing baseball on a card, it was surreal. It wasn't that it was that moment where we're like, wow, this is really something.
He was outstanding, and he took his scoreless string through 6, so he had a string of 20 scoreless innings, ended in the 7th inning. He was absolutely outstanding. Just tuned in, back-to-back home runs, leading off in the home 7th home run by Jazz Chisholm at his first day back after his stint on the IL, and Anthony Volpe followed with a home run. Jazz hit hitters to right, Volpe to left. And the Yankees have a 3-1 lead, and now it's the Mark Leiter Jr. to hold the fort. They'll face 9-1-2. It'll be a pinch hitter here, Nolan Jones.
Nolan Jones starting the hit, started off very badly.
Big left-hand hitter looks at the first pitch strike. He's pinch hitting for Noel.
And this 8th inning sponsored by Local 3, IBEW, and Mika.
Jones hitting at 214. Looks at a breaking ball first strike from Mark Leiter Jr. The count 0-2. Leiter's really been dependable. Here's a breaking ball swung on. Hit to right field. Coming in is Judge. Going back is DJ. He yields for Judge. Smart move. And there's one out.
And no one wants to run in Aaron Judge.
Not in this or any other lifetime.
And we don't want anybody running into Aaron Jones.
No, that is correct. Tip of the cap to Carlos Rodon, man. He is rolling. Good for him. Leiter Jr. comes in with a 3-3 mark, a 3.70 ERA in 27 games. Top of the order, here's Quan. Backs him off with a fastball. Don't forget Major League Baseball celebrating Lou Gehrig today and calling attention to the fight against ALS. Disease still as relentless as ever, but together make a difference. Volunteer, donate, advocate. Every action counts. Here's a pitch swung on, a foul back. Step up. I am ALS or any other organization. Let's change the future of ALS, and it doesn't just attack old people, it attacks young people as well. One out, nobody on. Here's 1-1. Missed outside, a little bit low, 2-1. The Cleveland 23rd in runs, 24th in batting, 15th in home runs. They are 9th in ERA, and that's what keeps them solid. But they're a sparky, pesky kind of team as Quan fouls one off third base side, 2-2.
You know, they've been doing it this way for so many years because that's how they have to do it. This year, the starting rotation has not been as good as it's been in the years. Shane Bieber's on his way back, and that is really going to help them.
It's huge. That was a huge loss.
I hear he is pitching just great.
Good for him. Next pitch down low, 3-2.
So updating Rodon, last 9 starts ERA of 1.27. So that's
fabulous. Really, really outstanding.
9 starts includes Cleveland twice, by the way.
3-2. Fastball missed inside. Quan's aboard with a walk. They were talking about the pitching. He was talking to Rick Manning over the Cleveland side. And he said, I guess we'll see a very angry Max Fried on game 3. I said, you think? He had a rough outing in L.A.
He uses the word competitive. I don't think I've ever seen him mad. He gets locked in, but
inner anger, it'll be there. The fire will be turned, the flame will be up kind of high.
That was not what he wanted to do.
There's pitch swung on and fouled off by Martinez.
He's a pretty steady guy.
But it's those kind of guys that are quiet. You know, the fire inside, they don't let it. They keep it inside, and it's burning hot. Love the way he competes. 0-1. Pitch swung on line to center. Here comes Grisham. And he plays shallow for a reason. He ate that up. 2 down. And yeah, we've talked about it before, but it is so true. The value of having Rodon, especially being hot, he's a veteran guy. Fried, a veteran guy. Mm-hmm. And he got, was that the Brian Hoke's piece, Garrett Cole University? Talking about what he adds to the ball club. So you got 3 guys who have experienced tremendous success. And what an aid it is to Warren and Schmidt and the other young guys.
And Tim Herron now warming up for the Guardians.
Pitch taken outside by Ramirez, batting left-handed against.
I see Fernando Cruz and Tim Hill have both gotten up.
Nice combination. So
Cruz, yeah.
Ramirez, 2 for 3. 2 stolen bases and a run scored. Swing and a miss. Helmet almost came off on that curveball. And Leiter's got him 1-1.
Tim Herron, the lefty. The back of their bullpen's pretty good. And Hill and Cruz. Cruz come off the injured list today.
1-1 from Leiter. And a pitch to Ramirez. Fastball missed inside, not by much. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jose Ramirez, one of the best players we have in the game. 6-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger.
Career against the Yankees, .333, 13 homers, and 39 RBIs in 65 games.
That's a lot of damage. 2-1.
This is Manny territory.
And he plays an excellent third base.
Manny didn't play an excellent. No.
Yeah, but Manny get hit.
Oh, boy.
He get hit. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Top of the zone. 2-2.
Manny always had a smile on his face, right?
Oh, it was never a dull moment. He kept you tuned because you really never knew what the heck he was going to do.
I remember once
talking about Manny Ramirez.
Manny was hit by Scott Proctor, and the next time he came up, he laughed at him and he hit the Sitco side practically.
There's a line drive, 1 hop to DJ, throws over to first, and they retire Ramirez for only the 2nd time tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. Bottom 8 coming up. Yankees lead at 3-1 on Cleveland on WFAN.
Now representing the organization, Jim Leland and AJ Hinch are presenting Miggy with a customized set of cleats made by renowned artist Marco Terzo, made from several significant baseballs from Miguel's career. The cleats are presented on a base representing the time he spent at both third and first base in his career.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Kenzie. Colby Allard's still in.
Hey everybody, after the game, stay tuned for the post-game show with Emmanuel Babar, powered by Verizon. For the latest deals, drop into your local Verizon store. Here's Ben Rice to lead off. Lefty on lefty here. First pitch. Down low, ball 1. Rice, Judge, and Bellinger, 2-3-4 here in the 8th inning. 3-1 Yankees. Yankees got on the board with a 5th inning 2-out RBI single by DJ LeMahieu.
All right,
Here's 1-0.
Oh, sorry, Dave.
Bouncing ball, handled by Santana. Feeds Allard for the out.
And Devin Williams warming up.
Brings up Aaron Judge. Cleveland tied it in the 7th. RBI single by David Fry. It's after Ramirez singled and stole second. Then bottom 7. First pitch, Jazz Chisholm saw leading off. A low-flying rocket into the lower right field stands for a home run, 2-1 Yankees. Then on a 2-2 pitch, Volpe, the next hitter. Fly ball that got out left field for a home run, 3-1 Yankees. As Judge looks to break the ball outside, ball 1. Judge, a strikeout walk and a fly to left. Here's 1-0. Taken down low. Judge 0 for 4 with a run scored on Sunday. 2 for 4 on Saturday with a couple of home runs. Here's 2-0. 3-0. The way Allard's going at it, might as well just hold up the fourth finger. Here's a 3-0. Fastball for strike. Cody Bellinger to follow. That game summary was brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. 3-1 to the captain. The pitch. Up high, ball 4. Second time he's walked. Allard. That's his first walk. And here's Cody Bellinger. Cleveland starter. Tanner Bobby, 6 1/3 of 4, hit 3-run ball, 3 runs, earned 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Pitch down low to Bellinger, 1-0.
But it wasn't that definitive. It sounds like the Yankees had an easy time of it. They did not.
Hardly.
Until Jazz got that.
Here's 1-0 pitch.
Hit the 5th.
Slider for strike. And if you're just joining us, Bybee retired the first 11 men that he faced with 4 strikeouts. 4 strikeouts in that span. It took him through 4. 1-1. Slider outside. 2-1.
Back-to-back homers by Jazz and Volpe. And Jazz Chisholm back with a bang, huh?
Making his presence felt.
Yes.
2-1 to Bellinger. And a pitch. Judge runs. Throw down to second. One hopper got him. And he knew it, too. He just popped up. And 2-6.
Well,
that's just the 3rd time he's been caught stealing. 4 out of 7.
Tried to get that foot in. The foot stayed above the bag for a little too long.
Strong one-hop throw and a great quick tag by Arias.
Yeah, Bo's got a really good arm. He's made some right-on-the-money throws to second base.
2-2 with 2 out. Pitch to Bellinger. Fastball swung on, served into left field. Nice piece of hitting there, boy. Base hit, Cody Bellinger with 2 down. Pitch away from him. Like he was watching the French Open. Just served it right out over there. Two-out knock brings up Paul Goldschmidt. 3-1 Yankees in the bottom of the 8th. Goldschmidt, strikeout, ground out to third and a strikeout. First pitch strike. Cutter in there from Colby Allard.
He didn't throw overly hard. That was 87. So that means his fastball probably sits about 91, 92.
Here's your 1. And the pitch. Swung on, hit to right field. Jones towards the line. Easy play for him. Makes the catch, and that'll do it. Let's see what Devin Williams can do to lock this baby down. It's 3-1 Yankees over Cleveland on WFAN Yankees Radio, driven by Jeep.
This is Idanis Rodriguez, Commissioner of the...
The name of the business is Legacy Catering. We all were talking about how Mom taught us all how to cook. She was a cook at the public school system for ages. So we all started to cook with her, so we decided, to do the business, so we went to figure out what we're going to call it. So we said, let's cook in honor of our mother. So that's what Legacy came in. And just remember that Legacy Catering is about people. And this is what barbecuing is all about, and this is why we love it.
you're just too stylish to have superstitions.
Zero. I can't do it. Too many collar cleats, too many gloves, too many wedding gloves, too many bats.
I do put on my right glove first, then the left, then the thumb guard, then I put on my leg guard, my elbow guard.
Anything you put on first?
Nah, not really.
Nothing?
Nah. I like to say I'm not superstitious, but a little stitious.
Start the game show. And Devin Williams with Luke Weaver on the IL. Hamstring issue. Back in his traditional role. Big man out of the pen to close it down. He's got a 2-2 record, a 6.23 ERA in 25 games, 21 and 2/3 innings, 19 hits, 17 runs, 15 earned, 28 strikeouts against 12 walks. And he is a decorated closer. Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star, 2-time Hoffman Reliever of the Year. He's got Kyle Manzardo, a guy with left-hand hitter with a pop. Going to pinch hit here for David Fry. First pitch, swing and a miss. On a four-seam fastball. Manzardo, 211, but he's got 10 homers and 28 RBIs and 10 home runs. Second to Ramirez on the ball club. They don't hit a whole bunch of home runs. They're 15th in the major leagues. Williams right-hander deals. Pitch down and in. 1-1. So Manzardo, Carlos Santana, and Gabriel Arias. Williams calls his own game. He's got the pitch count on his right hip. Here's a 1-1 to Manzardo. He homered in that series in Cleveland. Swing and a miss and a pitch out and away from him. 1-2. Tell you what, Williams starts commanding that four-seam fastball. And going with his money pitch, the changeup. Look out. The airbender. Top of the ninth, 3-1 Yankees. 1-2 to Manzardo. And a pitch from Williams. Swing on and hit to left field. Hanging up for Bellinger towards the line. He's in fair territory. Makes a one-hand grab. Half a step from going on the warning track, the side warning track. There's one down. In Susan's interview with Luke Weaver, he could not express enough faith in Devin Williams getting back into this position to close things down. Weaver's been doing the bulk of it after some rocky goes early on in the season by Williams. This is who he is. Close it down. Here's Santana, breaking ball, swing and a miss. That changeup, boy, that thing turned left in a hurry. Santana tonight, 0 for 3. Strikeout looking, fly to center, line out to left. Here's hill 1. Swing and a foul tip. So Santana is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts career against Devin Williams. Counts 0-2. Yankees lead 3-1, top of the ninth. RBIs by DJ LeMahieu, home runs by Jazz Chisholm and Anthony Volpe. Here's the 0-2 to Santana. Swing and a pop-up left side out of play. Cleveland got its run in the 7th inning. Jose Ramirez, second single to center field, stole second, scored on an RBI single by David Fry. That's it. Carlos Rodon was great. Here's pitch. Down and into Santana. 0-1. Rodon stands to be the winner, 7-0. 7 innings, rather, I should say. 7 innings of 5 hit, 1 run ball. 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. 93 pitches, 64 for strikes. 1-2 here to Santana. Infield pull to the right. And the pitch. Swung on, popped up again. This is also out of play, left side. Tomorrow it'll be Luis Ortiz. We saw him in Cleveland back in mid-April. He'll go against Clark Schmidt. And then Slade Ciccone against Max Fried on Thursday. Ball with 2 strikes. Williams set. at the letters. And the pitch to Santana. Swing on and hit foul. First base side. Pitch number 7 to Santana. One out here in the ninth. Yankees up 3-1. Williams ready. And here comes the 1-2. The pitch. Swing on it. Fouled off left side again. Pitch number 8 coming up. Gabriel Arias is on deck. Do it again. Santana switch hitter, batting lefty. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, dribbled right side. What a battle. Guardians have just a couple of guys left on the bench. Lefty swinger Daniel Schneemann and right-hand hitter Austin Hedges. 1-2 again to Santana. Swung on, hit to the gap in left center field. Gone back to try to get it. Is Bellinger not going to do it? Backhands it, and Santana will lope into second with a one-out double. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. So a double as Santana outlasts Williams. That's a 6th double for the veteran Carlos Santana. So this will be Arias. And then Schneemann's on deck to pinch hit for Will Wilson. Arias, a right-hand hitter. And tonight, a couple of strikeouts swinging and a base hit to center. Santana not a running threat. Here's first pitch. There's a changeup in there for strike. Changeup really breaks hard away from right-hand hitters. First time Arias is facing Williams. Here's the 0-1. And a pitch. Swing and a miss. Doubled up on the change. 0-2. Going with his bread and butter. Pitch had a lot of dive to it. He's ahead 0-2. Williams to Arias. The pitch. Tripled up. Missed outside. Daniel Schneemann is on deck. He's a lefty hitter. 1-2 here. Strikeout would do Williams, and the Yankees good. Here's pitch. Swing! Oh, he got a piece of it at the last second. Just nicked it foul behind home plate. One and two. Here's the pitch. Swing, and he got a piece of that, which also nicked Escara. Devin Williams trying to put this one in the bag for the Yankees. A 1-2 pitch here to Arias. Runner at second. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. There's that changeup. Took that hard left turn, and he totally missed it. 2 down. So 2 outs. And here's Schneemann, left-hand hitter. 233 in his 47 games. And it's the first time he's facing Devin Williams. So 1 more out. Williams places that left foot first base side, and Rubber leans in. And now he steps off as Escara points himself. Had a misfire in what they wanted. And now Williams is set. First pitch to Schneemann, left-hand hitter. It's way outside, ball 1. Fastball. 2 outs, top 9. Yankees lead 3-1. Yankees trying to go 15 games beyond 500. Here's the 1-0. And a pitch from Williams. Ground ball, hit off his foot, first base side. Give me a strike. Get a new ball. So again, Luke Weaver on the IL, hopefully not for a long time. That hammy back in shape. That his left hammy that went on him as he stepped off the bullpen mound yesterday in L.A. 2 days ago in L.A. Here's the 1-1 to Schneemann and a pitch from Williams. Fastball up high and away. Ball 2, 2-1.
Yeah.
Jess Chisholm, even with the bag, but well off the line. Santana the runner at second. Here's a 2-1 from Williams. The Schneemann, the pitch. Ground ball right side. Through the hole past the diving DJ LeMahieu. Judge will get it back in. Scoring easily is Santana. And we got a one-run ball game. It's 3-2 Yankees here, top 9. Schneemann delivery. So Schneemann with his 17th run batted in. Boy, seeing eye base hit. Fans getting a little antsy here. Here is Bo Naylor, left-hand hitter, 0 for 3 tonight. Matt Blake coming out for a couple of words. Naylor has flied to center, bounced to first, and flied out to left. Schneemann coming through for the Guardians. So 3-1 Yankee lead, 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and for Cleveland 2 runs, 7 hits, and an error. Matt Blake has his say. Let's see how they go after Bo Naylor. Naylor 0 for 1 career against Devin Williams. Tying runs at first. Schneemann, decent speed. Naylor hitting just $175, but be careful, he does have 7 home runs. Left-hand hitter, slightly open stance. First pitch. Fastball for a strike. Naylor, as you mentioned, 0 for 3 tonight. Devin Williams reaching on the right side of his right hip, making the call to Escara. Here's the 0-1. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That changeup with the bite down and in against left-handers. Strike away from putting this one in the book. 0-2, crowd comes to its feet here at Yankee Stadium on a very comfortable, beautiful 3rd of June. 0-2 to Naylor, 2 out, 3-2 Yankees. And the pitch from Williams, swing, a line drive, pulled foul, right side. Ooh, that was dangerous. The pitch up in the zone, and Naylor turned on it. It was a changeup and rolled right into the happy zone of left-hand hitting Naylor as Judge resets after retrieving the foul ball. Here we go, 0-2, 2 out. Tying run at first. 3-2 Yankees, top 9 here at the stadium. The 0-2 from Williams. He's set at the letters. And the pitch. Outside with a fastball, ball 1. High and outside. Escara, nice play to grab that. Naylor batting in the 8th spot in the order. Nolan Jones is on deck. Williams checks the runner at first. The 1-2 pitch here to Naylor. Throws over to first, chases him back with the dive. There's Schneemann. Devin Williams trying to close it down. A 1-2 pitch coming to Naylor. 3-2 Yankees. 2 out. Runner at first. The pitch. Take it up high with a fastball. 2-2. One of his best pitches is changeup. See if he can throw a good one here to Naylor. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 3-2 Yankee lead. Top 9. Runner goes. Here's a pitch. Take it outside. Here's the throw by Escara. Not in time. Stolen base, Schneemann. So Schneemann, 3 out of 4 in base stealing. That's a huge bag. Tying run 90 feet closer. And they count 3-2, so something's got to give right here. Crowd on edge here, 40,683 here at the stadium. Many of them, just about everybody on their feet. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Devin Williams to Bo Naylor. Game on the line. It's 3-2 Yankees. The pitch. Line drive into left center field. Gone back. Bellinger got room. Makes the play. Victory for the New York Yankees. Final score. Yankees win it 3-2. And Devin Williams pitched himself out of trouble here in the 9th inning. So the Yankees, they have now won 7 of their last 10 games, and they go 15 games beyond 500. Susan's star of the game is sponsored by Total Orthopedics, the experts at getting you back to being you. Visit TotalOrthoSportsMed.com. Heck of a pitching matchup we saw here for the bulk of this game. Tanner Bybee and Carlos Rodon were both very much on point. And Rodon comes away with the victory. He's now 8-3, and Bybee will take the loss.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so